Just as it sounds, Hey Sean is when I field questions from the tribe, and they usually start the question with Hey Sean. So this is a sensitive subject for me and many of my fellow nurse practitioner and physician assistant colleagues. I used the term mid-level in one of my Instagram stories a while back. I was referring to myself, NP, or a PA. Those two particular disciplines can get lumped into a singular category most times. NPs and PAs get lumped into the same category because in hospital systems and most clinics, these providers are viewed in the same manner. They have the same responsibilities, they have the same credentials, they can do the same things in a particular facility. Yet, as we all know, NPs and PAs, they grow up in a very different manner, and they graduate and move on also in quite a different manner. The path they take is completely different, medicine-based versus nursing-based, but at the end destination, they, for most part, can do the same exact things. Minor differences in prescriptive authority and certain responsibilities or certain activities that they can or cannot do. In some states, if I'm not, and I could be way wrong on this one, physician assistants cannot write for certain scheduled drugs. For those who don't know what scheduled drugs is, I'm talking about the narcotics, Scheduled 1, Scheduled 2, Scheduled 3 drugs. The higher potency of the medication, the more restrictions there are. Let me rephrase that. Potency, I mean danger in abuse level. So the stronger they are, the higher the likelihood someone could abuse them or become addicted. So in most states, PAs are not permitted or don't have aren't allowed in the state's eyes to prescribe these particular medications. PAs operate under their license operates under, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, under a physician. I could be way wrong, so any of my PA friends out there, if you want to correct me, I'll be glad to post it, but their DEA license is also, if I'm not mistaken, tied to a particular physician and their license number. And just another random thought, in my state, physician assistants cannot sign death certificates, whereas nurse practitioners can. So when a facility is looking for a particular position to be filled, and we're going to go with an advanced practice provider position, they usually post the position and it says NP or PA, and they usually have specifics for each, but the position can be filled by either an NP or a PA, either or, and either or. This hodgepodge of a category has created a label, and that label, I don't know who created it and why, that label has been called a mid-level. It's still beyond me who thought it up and why, but I think the motivation behind it was that they wanted to be able to address the category, address the position in a singular name. So like I said before, the position could be filled by an NP or a PA. So when they would talk about the particular position in conversation or during report, or when they needed to address this particular position, they needed a label. Who's the healthcare provider that's at the bedside who administers the meds? That would be the nurse. And who's the licensed medical provider that orders all of the exams, does all of the diagnoses. This is a difficult one how to describe without watering it down. Okay, so we have the nurse and the doctor. But now we threw in the middle of this NP/PA category position role. Pick up the phone and you call, hey, I need to talk to the nurse taking care of bed 1. Easy. The nurse at bed 1 has a problem with the patient and they should probably call the doctor. Pick up the phone, hey, can you page the doctor taking care of bed 1? But now we have this NP/PA provider thing. Nurse picks up the phone and says, hey, can you page the NP or PA that's taking care of bed 1? Doesn't really roll off the tongue very well, does it? Call the nurse. Call the doctor. Call the NP or PA. I'm completely just spitballing as to my theory behind where the name came from. Completely my own theory. I believe the term mid-level was created so that there was some simplification. And it's because this position is in the middle between a nurse and a doctor. The NP or PA is in the middle. They're not a nurse, but they're not a doctor. So they're in the middle. Get it? Middle. Mid-level. So it all seems harmless. You know, you now have a category, you now have a label, because you know how we in healthcare, we love labels. And I'll be honest, I can't say I thought twice about the term mid-level until I actually became one, or was working on becoming one. And this is for all the nurses out there. So this is why I believe that mid-level is a horrible term. If I, as the NP, in my role, in my category, my label, if I am termed the mid-level, now, you know, I could be the PA, so once again, PA or NP, NP or PA, if we are the mid-level, that would make the doctor higher level, or what's the term, upper level, high level, I don't know. Okay, we'll call the doctor upper level. How's that? Because I'm the mid-level, and I report to, and I have responsibilities that are supervised by the physician, who is now the upper level. What does that make the nurse? What do we call a bedside nurse then? So are the nurses the lower level? Are we labeling their efforts, their knowledge, their skill as lower level? These are the individuals that we are trying to recruit into becoming an advanced practice nurse, the mid-level. So we're diminishing their current position. So the most trusted profession in the world are low-level clinicians. Does anybody else see a problem with that? Yeah, I got a problem with that. So that's why mid-level sucks, and every nurse anywhere should do their best to eliminate and erase that term from wherever they are. In healthcare's infinite wisdom, we decided to create yet another label. So instead of going back to the NP or PA, PA or NP, NP or PA, instead of saying NP or PA, we now are saying advanced practice provider. We have become apps, APPs. Mildly humorous, but completely accurate and respectable. I am an advanced practice provider. I am an advanced practice nurse. Completely appropriate. This term addresses both the nurse practitioner and the physician assistant in a respectable and accurate way. Doesn't put weight on either one, doesn't make one better or worse. It puts us on a level playing field, and it establishes our It establishes our clinical expertise, our advanced practice. Our knowledge is advanced. We have more than proven our worth and have secured our position as an advanced practice provider. Now, this has opened up another Pandora's box, because now physicians are a little on edge, because now we as NPs are muddying the previously clear water, because NPs in many states, which is continuing to grow as we speak, NPs they have full practice authority to practice independently from physician oversight. That's a whole other conversation, but the short version is I as an NP I'm required to have supervision and collaboration with a physician on most things I do. They in essence have to sign off on everything that I prescribe or intervene or perform. We're not going to go down that road today. Let's just stick with the mid-level conversation. So to wrap up, that's why mid-level is the most horrible term a nurse can use, because they are undermining their own skills. They are undermining their own expertise. They are undermining their contribution to the healthcare team. And if anyone else is using the term, they too are undermining what value a nurse provides at the bedside and in healthcare altogether. Curious what the tribe has to say. Do you still use the term mid-level? And after this video, will you continue to use it? Send me your message and I'll post it.